international scholars and don't understand the system of education in the city of New York. Here, Medgar is a public college, and it's part of the City University of New York, and that's called the CUNY system. Medgar is one of 6 senior colleges, and we also have 7 junior colleges, and what they're called is community colleges. Typically, the senior colleges, like mine, award baccalaureate programs, although we also have associate programs. Baccalaureate programs are 120 credit programs. Community colleges award associate programs, and associate programs are typically 60 credits. With that in mind, college students who transfer between community colleges and senior colleges constitute a substantial population on which to focus the facilitation of post-secondary education. Nearly 40% of the students transfer between community and senior colleges at some point in their college career. The largest population of these transfer students consists of vertical or upward transfer between associate and baccalaureate programs, that is, between community colleges and senior colleges. Obtaining a bachelor's degree is important economically, since it has been reported that the median annual earnings of workers with bachelor's degrees are $15,000 higher than those of workers with only associate degrees. And that, of course, is in the United States and primarily within the New York City metropolitan area. This topic is personal to me because I was one of those students. In 1968, I entered New York City Technical College, which at that time was a 2-year community college. Upon obtaining my associate, that is 2-year degree, in my case, an associate degree in accounting, I applied to and was accepted to Bernard Baruch University, a 4-year college in the CUNY system. Unfortunately for me, I didn't realize at that time, but upon entering Baruch, I was advised that almost 1/3, that is 20, of my associate credits would not transfer over between the community college and Baruch. And I'd be required to take those additional 20 credits at Baruch, making my 4-year degree not 120, but 140 credits. That is 20 credits over the required credits to obtain a typical baccalaureate degree. This was not only expensive in money, but also in the loss of time, since 20 credits took me 1 semester and 2 summers to obtain. The problem still exists today, 54 years after I obtained my bachelor's degree from Baruch College. Needless to say, CUNY has had a problem on its hands for over 50 years, and the CUNY Board of Trustees has finally decided to address it. Before we go to the remedy, let me examine some of the problems involved in the CUNY transfer pipeline. First, there are leaks in the pipeline. In CUNY, the transfer leaks, according to a recent study, the vertical transfer pipeline, that is the transfer between community and senior colleges, has large leaks. 6 years after entering community college, only 11% of the students have attained bachelor's degrees. The leaks in the vertical transfer process are as a result of 1, a lack of application. That is, students just don't apply between the community and the senior colleges. 2, what is called transfer melt, which I'll go on and explain in a moment. And 3, a lack of transfer assistance. So first, the lack of application. This refers to cases in which an associate's degree student does not apply to transfer to a bachelor's degree program. There has been limited quantitative study of the lack of application to transfer. Within the University of California system, there is a guaranteed transfer admission to a University of California senior campus from a community college. Yet, only 372 students, approximately 1/3 of the community college students in the Transfer Scholars Network, applied for transfer to the network's baccalaureate program in 2017. And that's a simple transfer. All you have to do is apply. You don't have to qualify. You just fill out an application and you go in. And yet only 372 out of 1,000 students in that transfer program even bothered applying. The next issue is transfer melt. Transfer melt is a new term for cases in which an associate's degree student is accepted to transfer to a bachelor's program but does not matriculate. Transfer melt is analogous to the term summer melt, used to describe high school graduates who are accepted to college but don't matriculate after they're accepted. And finally, the third issue is transfer persistence. The third leakage point is the lack of transfer persistent cases in which students vertically transfer but do not complete the bachelor's degree. For example, in 2021, the National Student Clearinghouse, known as the NSC, which regularly issues report on student success measures, reported that one semester persistence rate for all vertical transfer students was only 89%. That is, they transferred, they got in, but they didn't stay in. Going on to the harm that can be caused to various groups by these problems. The leaks in the vertical transfer student pipeline disproportionately harm Black, Hispanic, and financial aid recipients. Although students from these groups are overall underrepresented in higher education, there are higher percentages of them in associate's programs than in bachelor's programs. Therefore, anything that makes it more difficult for vertical transfer students to receive a bachelor's degree compared to students who start in a bachelor's program will be more likely of harm to those underrepresented groups. This is an example of what we call in higher education inequity. So what are the factors that we can massage to make changes here? That is, the malleable factors. To help students successfully maneuver the vertical transfer problem, we need to know what aspects of the student's environment can be changed and are likely to decrease leaks in the vertical pipeline. A recent study in 2013, a recent CUNY 2013 study, lists some possible malleable factors, including at all stages of the pipeline, the information students receive about transfer, factors affecting students' motivation and financial needs, and other aspects of the student's home environment. The first factor is student transfer capital, which consists of all the knowledge and experience that a student has. The greater the student's transfer capital, the more likely the student is to transfer and graduate successfully. The accumulation of student transfer capital is a function of the frequency and quality of advising and of other aspects in the transfer-related information system, that is, websites, orientations, and things of that nature, as well as the transparency and simplicity of student procedures and the availability of other transfer student support services. There have also been...
2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay. The second factor is transportation. Transportation time and costs have been relatively unexplored variables. Even public transportation costs can add up quickly, and when a student is having to commute among home, school, and work, in addition, most students experience major life changes, such as financial disruption or death of a close family member, events that can derail the college careers of students with many resources. The City University of New York system transferred from a CUNY community college to senior colleges. This data demonstrates that CUNY's enrollment consists substantially of transfer students. and that many CUNY transfer vertical students are able to traverse the transfer from community to senior colleges, although some of these environmental factors are not malleable, at least not by institutions of higher education. Others can be managed by those institutions. In terms of concluding, although the largest leaks in the transfer from community to senior colleges were after the first 3 semesters, there were still substantial leaks at the point of application to a bachelor's program. Therefore, in 2023, the City University of New York enacted a pilot study regarding transfer students. The Office of CUNY Academic Affairs began the study, including all of the CUNY bachelor's and associate programs, to derive a set of guidelines making it possible for CUNY students in the various associate programs to transfer seamlessly to a bachelor's program without the loss of credits obtained in their various associate programs. I'm currently involved in the study, and it's anticipated that the study will result in a final proposal which will be presented to the CUNY Board of Trustees at fall 2024. Thank you very much.